Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. Now, if you go back, 12 years, 15 years, whatever it was, I'd say 12 years, you will remember that the emergence of Al Heyman had every fighter post-fight saying, I'd like to thank Al Heyman. I'd like to thank Al Heyman. Al Heyman, I'd like to thank him. And this was because he was signing up all sorts of fighters, and overpaying them their worth, and they thought all their Christmases had come early, and Heyman he had a big roster of fighters that he was, although he's not classed as a promoter, there's a middleman does that to circumvent the Ali Act in America, Muhammad Ali Act, that prevents someone from promoting and managing someone. Nevertheless, for all intents and purposes, he was a promoter, or is a promoter. And he had this huge war chest of $400-500 million, which seems like chump change compared to what Turkey Al-Sheikh's throwing around. But, he was going to buy up terrestrial television on various networks, time on terrestrial TV networks, and, kind of take over boxing with the eventual advent of what I think he hoped would be a sort of UFC-type model. Now, as we know, subsequently, this has not worked out because the war chest has gone, his TV deal has gone, he's got these hemorrhaging fighters now because he can't get them TV dates. He does have an agreement, PBC have an agreement with Amazon Prime, and so, he's become, we'll stop short of saying a laughingstock, but certainly he's now considered to be yesterday's man. Again, especially with the advent of Turkey Al-Sheikh. Now, a lot of people have said bad things about Al Heyman, especially with regard to how he matches his fighters. They don't fight enough. They try to keep everything in-house. There was all that, coming over to the other side to this side of the street crap. You remember the Spence, Bud Crawford negotiations took forever because of this nonsense. And I think recently, was it Danny Garcia, who hadn't fought at middleweight or hadn't fought anyone for a long time, was virtually retired, came out to fight Erislandy Lara at middleweight, some sort of title shot. How on earth he got that title shot, I do not know. He didn't deserve it. And he got stopped in, was it 9 rounds, 10 rounds? He retired on his stool. Well, on this channel, we like to give credit where it's due. And although Heyman is now considered to be not everyone's favourite manager stroke promoter, whatever you want to call him, sometimes behind the scenes, people that we're kind of laughing at or berating or insulting or we're saying are bad for boxing, they do very, very good things, very good things. And guess what? Al Heyman has done or has been doing for the last 9 years a very, very good thing. Now, you may remember a boxer by the name of PRICHARD COLON from Puerto Rico. Excuse me. In 2015, he fought a guy called Terrell Williams, and he was disqualified after 9 rounds because his corner cut his gloves off. But throughout the fight, Williams had been rabbit punching Colon, and Colon ended up with a brain bleed and has severe life-changing injuries which persist. I don't think he can speak. He can't really move in his 24/7 care. He's in a terrible condition, really terrible condition. And as we know, certainly in the news with recent events, the certain assassination stroke murder of a certain 10 million a year CEO of one of those vulture capitalist health care industry, American industries, by some, disgruntled punter. We know that in America, the whole system of healthcare is an obscenity. I mean, I lived over there, and oh my God, you wouldn't believe it. Getting a ride in an ambulance this was 20-something years ago. I know someone whose girlfriend was involved in a minor road accident. She got in the ambulance. That'll be $800. God only knows. But I could tell you other stories, horror stories. But basically, the American public are sick to death of these colossal thieves, people who would make the mafia blush, this racket that goes on with healthcare in the United States. So it's fair to assume that Pritchard Colon and his family were about to be bankrupted because he needs 24/7 care. And, you know, I know it varies from state to state. They have different, there's federal money gets distributed and they have different systems. Different states have different rules and regulations, different programs and so on. But it's reasonable to assume that the Pritchard Colon and his family were in some serious trouble when it comes to being able to afford care or not afford it, as the case may be. Now, last Wednesday, Nieves Colon, now this lady is the mother of Pritchard Colon. She said the following. She issued a thank you letter to Al HAYMON and revealed that the PBC chief has been supporting her and Pritchard ever since he was hospitalised. So that's nearly a decade, over 9 years anyway. She said, I propose to eternally thank a person who, since the 15th of October 2015, has been in total support of this servant. His name is Mr. Al HAYMON. This gentleman, after the event suffered by Pritchard, has shown real support for me and Pritchard. From the moment he made the effort to travel to the hospital where Pritchard Colon Melendez would be discharged and to the present, without his visit to the hospital, making arrangements and personal arrangements so that my son was not only discharged and placed in rehab, Pritchard would never have made progress in therapies and treatments. I had not done this thanks before. I had not said thank you before, she says, and I'm sure that Mr. HAYMON knows my feelings because every time I have needed it, he has never hesitated to give peace to my situation and help me. I thank God for Mr. Al HAYMON and wish God would bless him eternally. So behind the scenes, Al HAYMON, who spent his entire life behind the scenes, has, I mean, she didn't mention money there, but I've no doubt that he's been putting his hand in his considerably deep pockets and making sure that Nieves Colon and her son are looked after. And this deserves credit. This deserves immense credit. Because, as I say, I mean, bankruptcy is quite a common thing in America, where the disgusting, disgraceful, obscene, so-called system, which is really a shameless racket, exists. Not really a surprise that someone decided to take out one of the 10 million a year CEOs, is it, of one of those companies? Quite amusingly, people have been putting things on Facebook. I've noticed, this is so-and-so, the CEO of so-and-so healthcare. Just thought you might like to know that in the desperate hope someone steps up. But anyway, I just thought I'd mention that about Al HAYMON. Let's give credit where it's due. The ship may have sailed for him in terms of his ambitions to take over boxing. Someone else has got his eye on that now. But he did a good thing. So big respect to him. Anyway, that's my little thank you for today. If you've got any comments, leave them below. And please subscribe to the channel if you're new. And hit the like button if you like the video. If you didn't like the video, hit the like button anyway, because it's all love. It's karma, so I'm told. Karma, yeah. Well, we'll go with that excuse. It's karma. Hit the like button. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Take care and bye for now.